blessing us, for the mercies that you show us, for the great country we live in. Pray your will will be done in our meeting tonight. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming. All right. A chance to check over the agenda. I'll entertain a motion. I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the agenda, accept the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Last month's meetings on 6/10/24. You had a chance to look over the minutes of the meeting? Any corrections or changes? No? Hearing none? I'll entertain a motion to accept.
I'll motion.
Motion made
I'll second.
and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, County Commissioner report, Brad Benson.
Supervisor. A few updates from the county as we come to kind of the midpoint of the summer. First thing I wanted to report on is at our last Board of Commissioners meeting, we received a presentation from two of the members of the homeless task force the city of Hillsdale put together. It was a year-long process. I actually was involved in that initially and took my lead from the group, but they did publish their report that was presented to City Council and then to the Board of Commissioners. I did bring along a copy of that for you tonight. We'll share the one printed copy. If you would like to see that yourself, it is available in electronic form. If you go to the last, I think it's the 25th meeting of the County Board of Commissioners, that is available. You can hot link right to that on the City of Hillsdale's website. But the conclusion basically that is we got to crack down on these people because they're criminals. You know, I'm just reporting here. You can read it for yourself. We got to crack down on these people. We got to have stronger police presence. We got to have a bigger jail, and we got to throw them in jail. So jails are expensive. You can ask Bernese County, you can ask Illinois County. Jackson County has a proposal right now. It's about $100,000 per bed to build one, and then once those people are incarcerated in your county jail, you get to pay everything. So you get to pay all their medical expenses. You know, everything goes along. Obviously, 3 hots and a cot. So anyways, that was kind of interesting. And their proposal, how would we get the money for that, is that we should take our mental health millage. We have half mil from mental health in Hillsdale County. That generates about $900,000 a mill this year, because I think the mill generated about 1.8. And we should use that to finance a new jail. Well, as you know, with voting villages, you can't change the purpose of them. So just as, you know, one discussion we've had about the bond proposal millage for public safety radio system. We can't take any of the money if we don't spend it all and spend it on something else, okay? And we can't transfer, we can choose not to collect it, but we can't use it for anything but mental health purposes. So we can't use it to fund jail, nor can we use any of our other special letters. Senior millage, medical care facility millage, we can't transfer the money. Their other proposal is we do need a shelter. That is the one thing that I would be in agreement. However, they said basically we don't want to see it. We don't think it should be in a residential area. And there should be, to be able to participate in that shelter, that there should be some form of community service or work requirement for that. And working with that population, I can tell you that the homeless population, a lot of mental health issues, definitely some substance use issues in that population. Many times, substance use is basically self-medication for the underlying mental health issue. My EMS job yesterday, I worked with 2 members of that population. One had actually no medical needs whatsoever. The other we transported to the hospital primarily as a behavioral health transport. So anyways, some interesting reading in there, and I'm sure that discussion will continue on. Go and watch the YouTube video, you'll note that it was a very spirited discussion by one of the presenters and some of the members of the Board of Commissioners. So stay tuned on that. Materials Management Plan update, the deadline for us to submit that was last Friday, or excuse me, this Friday, this coming Friday. And we actually have asked for and received an extension to the end of August from Eagle in regards to submitting our plan. And the reason why is because that we've actually made some headway. Branch County has said that they are very interested in cooperating with us. And St. Joe, who was originally a very hard no, has now said, well, let's sit down and talk. Probably the vehicle of that would be, because we already have a 3-county entity in place, the health department. And interestingly, of Michigan's 83 counties, there are a couple of health departments that are already accepted that responsibility to oversee. There will be funding to go on it, and if you pull the money together, then you get money from all 3 counties rather than just from one. So I do see that going forward. It will never ever go away as far as the management of it. We're required to publish a county recycling plan. We're supposed to follow metrics and do reporting to Eagle every year on it. And I really see that at an absolute minimum, if we go on our own, it would be at least a part-time position, if not eventually a full-time position. And it would be a lot better if we could get a couple other counties to go along with us on that. I should probably know in another month or two if we're going to be able to put that together with 3 of us. The health department director did present her annual report. Looks like this, very nice printed brochure. And that is available again on the June 25th Board of Commissioners. If you go to our meeting packet, you can see a copy. I unfortunately have the one copy, but just kind of some interesting things that I pulled out of the report. Of the 3 counties, again, it's Hillsdale, Branch, and St. Joseph County. Of the 3 counties, 20.2% of our population in Hillsdale County is over the age of 65. And that's of the 3 counties that we have the greatest number of seniors in the 3 counties. So that's kind of interesting as we have that aging population and the challenges that will bring for our county. Heart disease is the leading cause of death in Hillsdale County. It accounts for about a quarter of the deaths, I think 23.6 or 7%. So about a quarter, 1 out of 4, of people die in Hillsdale County have some complication, not necessarily just having a big one, and you have an infarct and drop over, but just the ongoing parts that go along with that. And a lot of that's preventable deaths. So, but it is kind of interesting. Also, we have the lowest birth rate of the 3 counties. So we have the least amount of babies. And that's really concerning. I have 3 children. Oldest one's 39, the youngest one's 34, and they don't have children of their own. And I'm not so concerned about not being a grandparent, but I'm concerned about where we're going to get employees and who's going to be paying taxes in the future to provide the services that we as local government need to be able to provide. We also have the lowest teen birth rate. Teen birth rate is women between the ages of 15 and 19. And of the 3 counties, we have the lowest of them. And we had 20 young people that were infants that were born to women in that age range. And that's 5.5% of total births that we had. So we have the lowest birth rate, lowest number of births, but we also have the lowest teen birth rate as well. And the last 2 items I have is we have the lowest infant mortality. And I sit on our county child death review team. Any person 18 or under that dies in the county, we review those on a quarterly basis and look to see if there's anything that might have prevented those deaths. So that's good to know that we actually have a very, very low infant mortality rate. And the last little sniglet from that is 22% of the children, in Hillsdale County live under the poverty level. So almost a quarter of the kids here. Those who work with the schools and that youth population can probably see that directly. So some interesting stuff there. There's a lot of information, and same thing for the public. If you want to look at it, you can look it up on the Courthouse update, we did receive the latest and greatest on that. The work on the clock tower is done. The clock works, and the chimes work. And so they are now in the process of taking the scaffolding down. Of course, last week we had a holiday, and county was closed, of course, on Wednesday for Deputy Butler's funeral. So, but they will be working on getting that scaffolding down to be able to see that tower down in all its glory with a new copper on it and new copper gutters. The gutters are 100% complete. The tower work on all the masonry on that is 100% complete. We are still on track. Late fall to have that project 100% completed. We are still on budget for that project. So coming along pretty nicely, and you'll be able to see the results of that probably over the next week or two. We did renew our county ORV ordinance. I know I talked to you about that last month. And basically it looks the exact same as it did previously, and with the same requirements and same 5-year sunset. So the only thing changing is the date in which it expires. And so that will expire in June, 5 years from now. Tomorrow we will get our annual report from the medical care facility, and I'm sure I will have some little snippets to share with that. Our occupancy rate out there and how well they're doing. I do know from the county audit, we have seen the preliminary on that. That will be presented, I believe, at our second meeting in July. But the medical care facility is financially pretty healthy, so that's good news to be able to provide that service. And the last item is I just wanted to thank all of you, not just the board, but every member of our county for their just great outpouring of sympathy and support for Deputy Butler's family. It is amazing what this county does. We see time and time again that one of us has a problem, some tragedy enters their life, that we step up and we really truly, and that we are all to be commended for that. Thank you. And that concludes my report. Unless you have questions for me.
Any questions?
On that birth rate, Commissioner, is that just through the hospital, or is that the census that Hillsdale is the lowest of the 3 counties?
So the health department, obviously, so they track, all right, so every time a birth certificate is issued, that is a statistic, and so that is what goes into that birth rate. So if you're born in Hillsdale County, if it's a home birth, it's a hospital birth. If you are born in Hillsdale County, you get a birth certificate issued, then you would go into that birth rate. Yes, sir.
The homeless task force, is that a report that we can get access to?
Yes.
How do I do that?
If you, 2 ways, you can go to the county site, hillsdalecounty.info, and go to the website, and you can go to the Board of Commissioners meeting tab. If you go to our June 25th meeting, it will be in our packet there. It'll be under Commissioner Ingalls, because he represents the city of Hillsdale. That's his district, is basically that, and half of Hillsdale Township, the portion that is west of the city. So it was under his committee that the report was. You could also go to the meeting packet from the city of Hillsdale, and I believe that was the June 7th meeting that was on there. And if you can't find it, call me, email me, and I will just cut and paste the link so that you can find it. But it's pretty easy to find. It's 12 pages, and interesting reading that one of the PhD students from Hillsdale College put together. Anyone else? Thank you.
Great, thank you. Road Commissioner, Mr. Klein.
Thank you for having me. North Adams Road project isn't stalled. It's going to continue on, regardless of what some people have been saying. We've had difficulty getting trucks for hauling the pavement. All the county trucks are busy doing other projects throughout the county, and the flow boys can haul like 3 to 4 times what a standard road truck could. And there are other paving projects going on, so they've only been allocated 3 flow boys a day, so that's why it's taking so long. Let's see, we've been doing some crack sealing on Hillsdale Road, which should be below Carpenter Road now. something that hadn't been done in quite a while, or quite a few years, is the crack seal. They finally got the machine out and checked it over and decided that maybe they ought to start doing some crack sealing on some of the roads. A quarter of our local paved roads have been rated through the PACER rating, which is something that MDOT requires, that we rate our roads as their condition. And our project manager has got a quarter of the roads rated, and will continue on. And probably next year she'll be doing gravel roads and re-rating the gravel roads for their conditions, so that we can come back and work with the townships to get as many done as we can. Still braining, they should be probably close to Allen Township by now. Hog Creek Bridge has been approved and will probably be completed in September over in Allen Township. And the Elm Road culvert needs a hydraulic study completed on it before Eagle will allow us to put tube in. And we're waiting on Eagle for some tubes on Bacon Road to tell us what size tube we can put in there. Other than that, that's about all we've got going on. We're still working on as many gravel roads and townships as we can. And we're gonna be completing the North Adams Road. That'll be the last probably paving project for this year. Then we're gonna go to the crack seal, or chip seal and fog seal over the roads. Some of the roads that was done last year that it didn't work. The vendor has given us a load of emulsifier to put on those roads. For some reason, they'd never seen it before, that it did what it did. So, and then that's on our dime. As far as like Kim and Dawn Drive, the county will pay for, road commission will pay for that. Other than that, that's about all I got for the report.
Peterson Road, the culvert going on Peterson Road, when's that gonna be?
And that was between
Doty and Lake Western.
Yeah.
yeah, that's with you and Jefferson Township.
Right, we agreed to do Peter, just the culvert.
I haven't heard, I'm sure they've got it on their schedule to get it done,
Okay,
but I haven't heard for sure. We'll have a meeting Thursday and I'll mark that down and make a note to ask. And I can get back with you on that one.
okay, all right.
Because I remember that now, that was a culvert that was only put in, because possibly next year you wanna do the chip seal that, or
Yeah, that'll be
Peterson
on.
will continue it on.
Yeah, and those paving trucks, if you've been down 127, north of Addison, they had them all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's been a big project for MDOT, 127,
Yeah.
trying to get that built back up. And unfortunately, there's only so many of them for everybody, and I know they've been working with Hillsdale too. They've been doing some paving in Hillsdale, so some of the trucks have been over there, so. It's kind of a first come, first served basis there. Anybody got any questions? Yes.
Any update on that lawnmower that was broken? Which, did you guys report over?
You was in here.
Oh, the John Deere mower. Yeah, they, last I heard, Greenmark had it running. I don't know whether they brought it back yet or not.
I was asking because there's a few of us on the state road that noticed where the mowing was done. It was maybe about 12 inches back is all.
Yeah.
Pretty benign for its effort.
Yeah, we talked at the last board meeting of hiring the contractors to come through for like the first mowing. And that way our crews could keep up. And these are contractors that use a disc mower, which is similar to what we mow hay with. And so they can go a lot faster until they hit something, and then they don't go so fast. I'm not gonna be out there with my disc mower in a second, I know that, but no, as far as I know, we should be getting back. But that's another thing I'm gonna inquire on at Thursday's meeting, because that's a lot of money. That was estimated to be $25,000 to replace the motor in that tractor. it doesn't matter what mate you get, every so often you get a lemon. And unfortunately for the road commission, they bought it, I mean, the New Holland tractors did that, they've all run just fine. But they bought this John Deere, the motor went out.
No warranty on that?
No, it was past warranty, it's a 2013, 2014, it's got, and it's got more hours than what, I think it's got like 2,500 hours on it, which isn't really a lot for a tractor. I mean, most tractors will run 5,000 hours before you gotta do anything to the motor on it, some more than that. But that one was one that its lifetime was gone.
What time is the meeting, Thursday?
Same time as always,
9,
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock?
10 o'clock. Parks is at 8:30 and the road commission's at 10.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Is it accurate that we did not do pacer ratings in '23?
Yes.
Okay, so the change then that we would be looking at would be from what year to '24?
Actually, it'd be before that. It would be probably 2022.
Okay, so it would be a 3-year,
Yeah.
the change. So it's not like we did from year to year, because if we look historically what they've done, and we look at the degradation in our roads, and usually I know once they get down to like a 3 or a 4, they don't get any worse, but the good ones go bad. But I'm just curious.
2021.
2020. Okay, so
2021.
yeah, so realistically, we're looking at a 4-year change. So it's not like that happened overnight. So and then it's helpful for me looking at those numbers that it's not that we haven't necessarily done anything, but it's that we had a much longer gap than what we're historically used to as to when they did those ratings. So thank you, appreciate
But
it.
that way, any roads that were improved will be on this pacer rating for 2024. Anybody else? Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, moving on to public comment. Remember, keep your comments to the board, not to each other. Be respectful. You have 3 minutes. Who's gonna be first?
Looks like me. I wanted to follow up with you guys. I presented last week the surges in registered voters in Adams Township from 2020 to 2021. Was wondering if the inquiry of the board has anybody looked into it to find out any reasoning or any research into it?
I did. Did you? No comment.
Is it not an issue then? Would I take from that it's not an issue or concern? What's that? 900?
I'm just gonna say, I would suggest that you call the county clerk.
No, it's your job as clerk to be responsible for your registered voters. Okay, so on record, that's not an interest for this board, and it's up to the rest of you guys too. That is the responsibility of the township board to make sure you provide registered voters in the township. With that, second question, did you guys get an audit back this year? Did I miss it on a board presentation, or that's usually around May, isn't it? I don't remember.
The audit. I'm not gonna comment.
No comment
I'm
and
not gonna
response to the taxpayers on the results of the audit for the township? Why is that? Wow. Wow. So if I have to, do I have to FOIA for it, or can I request it? You're gonna make me pay for it? You work for the taxpayers, Susie. Oh my gosh. You work for us. You don't own us.
May I remind you?
Wow.
Excuse me. May I remind you?
Yes.
Comments are made to the board. It's not necessarily that we are gonna respond to a comment. I don't know that it's even recommended that we do respond unless we've done our due diligence, I guess.
Who do you work
if you
for?
say. You, actually. answer for the stuff that you asked. You want me to just fly off the handle and say, look, you know, this is what I think?
Do you know if we got an audit? If the township had an audit?
Do I know that we did?
Yes.
I'm sure that we did.
Okay.
And it was done by the people I'm sure that we had to do it last year.
Okay. Is it available to the public?
I would assume so. Upon,
Can you comment on how we have access to it?
I don't,
Do you want me to do clerk's notes right now?
well, it's gonna be coming up in the clerk's note, I assume.
That would be an easy
Okay.
answer.
That would be good. I'm
Thank you
sorry.
very much.
All right, normally. But if you ask me a question that I have no answer to, what do you want me to tell you?
Did you not have an answer?
Okay,
Not
I will tell you that.
Not the blind stare, that's weird. Really weird.
I don't know, it's been weird for years, hasn't it?
Has it?
Hasn't it?
Previous board answered a lot of questions, took a lot of heat, and you guys just shut your mouth like nothing's
Okay.
going on, it's incredible.
Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else?
What good would it do?
Okay, hearing none, we'll move on. Old business, we are gonna do spring cleanup July 27th from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. It'll be done here in the parking lot at the Township Hall. It'll be open to residents of the township only. We will not accept batteries or paint. And we are trying at this point to get a tire trailer. However, there is a countywide tire cleanup going on at the fairgrounds. I am not sure. Is that not gonna happen?
Yeah, at the fairgrounds,
Where is it?
Jefferson.
At Jefferson Township?
Yeah.
There's supposed to be one just for Farm Bureau members this
I'm
next.
sorry, is there something you need?
Me?
Yeah, you.
No, I'm just amazed that y'all have all these answers.
Oh.
That's all. That was
I'm,
it.
I'm pretty,
I don't have a problem saying what I think.
I'm sure you don't.
But what was the date and time again?
From 8 a.m. to 2 p.m.
On July 27th?
27th, that's a Saturday. Y'all are welcome to bring your garbage and deposit it. All right, any, let's see, new business? We have none. Treasurer's notes.
A couple of things. I got my treasury report presented to the board. And the second thing is,
Let's deal with the first one.
okay.
I'll accept a motion on the treasurer's report.
I'll motion to accept.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Go ahead and second.
Yeah, and the second thing is, this year I had, Pat in the past always printed the bills off, the county print them off, and I should fold and stop it. All those bills by hand. This year, I used technology and used, I used from Summit Township, KCI, to print the bills for me. They printed them, did the inserts for me also, and mailed them out, for us. Kind of stopped there, so that went smoothly and well. Then I presented you guys. The county only will print and fold, but they will not mail. Kind of stopped there, so our mailing cost is like 51 cents for the postage versus our bill, our envelopes have a pre-printed postage on there, because then I have a post machine, which is 68 cents. We got 17 cents per bill savings. So if you want to do it apples to apples, it basically $1.39 for the county to print the bill, and got you nothing with it besides fold and print it. In KCI did the whole shebang, print, fold, and mail for me for $1.57. So basically round numbers for $160, round numbers, I got the whole job completed like that stuff. So going forward, they'll let you keep using KCI as to print the bills and so forth there. So our second thing is, Pat always printed the bills off for the board's companies and pulled them by hand. I use the built-in software and BSNA to just import those bills to the mortgage companies and lenders, so there's no bills to be handled per se. So there's a savings there. And so my question to the board is, I've got some extra the people that have escrow and mortgages, did not receive obviously the inserts that went to all the people that had received them. Right, right, so I would like to send those inserts that have our emails, addresses, and my office hours down there, in case they wanna stop in, like, kind of stuff there, so. That's okay, if you guys can, just mail them out.
I'd entertain a motion to accept that, to go along with this, change in the process.
I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bill from the equalization.
Yep.
Okay, is that included in your credit?
No, because, the county, maintains our tax roll, so, Nick and Julie down there, maintains that tax roll, so that bill comes no matter what. If we do our, mine in-house, but that's,
So that's a maintenance.
it's a maintenance thing.
Okay.
They do all that printing with GIS and all things kind of stuff there. And so when I upload the tax payments to the BSNA, they receive that every couple weeks or every month, and then it goes to their website kind of stuff there. So it's basically a maintenance-wise upkeep of our tax roll for us.
Okay.
And that's all I've got.
Okay,
Okay.
in order for us to accept this,
Yeah.
we're gonna need a motion for the change and set the, it'd be the KCI for the, printing, packing, and, postage, print and mail.
I motion, we stick with KCI.
Motion made. I need a second.
I'll second.
Motion made, seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, if you could keep us up on that, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Did you need a motion to send out to send those bills? Or not, you're just gonna mail them?
I'm just gonna just mail.
Yeah.
The ones that didn't get them?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, so,
It's
so
a
just the
special.
township.
Okay, the bills.
Did you do bills?
Okay, the bills come to $10,711.63. $10,711.63. Entertain a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay the bills.
Motion made,
I'll second.
seconded. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Cemetery bills are in the amount of $4,686.66. Should brought my glasses. $4,686.66.
I motion, pay the cemetery bill.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay.
Clerk's notes.
There you go.
Since we're so interested in the audit that was not completed during the due time, this would be the 22-23 audit that was never done. That was completed long ago. That was sent in back in April of 24. We got it back in, it would have been sent in January. I believe we got it back in May, and the new one has already been sent in. And we are just waiting for them completion on that. That would be for the 23-24. Because during the 22-23, all the bank statements were reconciled. So going forward, because you go by the check register, is not the way to do it. It's the general activity report. So everything's up to date through June, and has been submitted to the auditors.
Great.
Other than that, we are having a training session here on Friday for clerks. We are also going to be, I got the new signs in, they're great, I showed Randy, Dave's seen them, they're really nice because we are changing the pattern through. That door will be completely shut off, that'll be inspector parking only. People will come in the back door, they'll be directed. They will come around at this angle and they will go out the back door. So we will have a more streamlined process and people not coming in all three doors to vote. Other than that, ADs and AD applications and ballots are coming in and we're all up to date.
Good. Is it? I have no comments or notes. Public comment number 2. Remember, keep your comments to the board, be respectful, and don't talk amongst yourselves. Mark 1.
Friday, July 12th, Townships of Allen, Hillsdale, Adams, and Wheatland. Tire Day at Jefferson Land transfer. And you have to call and register before you take your tires in. And the number is 517-825-0162. Or you can email them. It's hillsdalecd@macd.org. And I will be there.
The date?
Yes. No rims. They gotta be rims.
Keep the date.
No.
What's the date again, sorry?
July 12th, this coming Friday.
Well, I'm doing it anyway.
Anybody? No?
So if there was a received audit in May, which I would anticipate it was the 2022, because though you were not here, we could not get that budget or that audit done, in which I presented to the board multiple times, the treasurer would not cooperate. So yes, I understand it was running late, Susie. So my question to you is, how can I get a copy of that one that you just received in May? And you are gonna charge me $20 an hour?
It's not, I'm going to give you a copy for 10 cents a share.
Hey, comment, please. She can't hear.
So I'm sorry, I missed the answer.
It'll be 10 cents a sheet.
That's it? And you want me to send an email or do I have to do a official FOIA form for it?
I will email it.
I would make her for you.
I'm not sure that's a FOIA.
I just think that you should.
This is basic township,
I know, but that
You
would
just
just,
wanna be that way?
I just want to do that.
Come show through the explanation.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Hey. Yeah, you know. Anything else, public comment, people? I'm sorry? I am respectful.
That was not respectful, but okay.
Why don't we adjourn, then we can talk.
Please do.
All right, any other public comment? I move we adjourn. I'll take, oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, you threw me a little. You did then say that it would have to FOIA? for
I
the-
didn't say that.
You did not say that?
No, I
Okay.
wouldn't. I said I would, if I was. I would, but she doesn't, she's the clerk. She's not making it for you.
Just to be clear, was that a little levity?
Yeah, that was 11.
All right, thanks, sir.
You're welcome. Yes.
Before the meeting started, I heard you talking about the tennis courts down there.
Yeah.
Is that something you want to discuss further or hold off?
No, how about you about that? Okay, anybody else? I'm gonna entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded, all in favor?